So the big question is this: how do voiceover artists like us who are looking to take our careers to the next level, but don't buy into the claims of needing expensive equipment and demos, start bringing in new clients? How do you follow a clear path to changing your voiceover side hustle into your full-time job and stick it to those that said you couldn't? Those are the questions, and this podcast will give you the answers. My name is Earl Hall, and welcome to In the Booth with Earl Hall, where we know how to grind and don't quit. Good morning, everyone. As usual, or not as usual, but forgot to turn my mic on this morning before I began the program. But anyway, here we are. We're going to be talking about snake oil salesmen as far as some of these training programs and things of that nature. Hope you guys had an amazing weekend. Hope your team won. Yesterday, I fell asleep. I'm not a big sports guy, big football guy, so don't begrudge me that. I fell asleep during the Super Bowl. My wife is the sports fanatic in the house, but I guess the Eagles won yesterday. So I don't know if that was your team. Great. If it wasn't, sorry. But today, this weekend has been kind of a mess, if I can say that. Literally our heater, our HVAC unit in our home went out on Friday. So we've spent the weekend at a hotel, me and the 4 kids, because it was 40 degrees in the house. And we tried, I think it was Friday night, we put a space heater in the bedroom. All of us kind of gathered in there and did that. And I said, I'm not doing this again. Let's go. So thanks to Best Western, we went to Best Western, had a good time there. The kids actually went swimming because they had a heated pool. So turned out to kind of be a family event, but at any rate, things happen in our homes and things like that we just have to deal with and contend with, but it was still kind of a mess. They're there right now in my house replacing the heater, whatever you call it. I keep saying the heater, probably the whole HVAC unit, because we have central air and all that kind of stuff in our home. So, but anyway, it's been kind of a debacle. On top of that, you guys know that I was going to Damon John event this past weekend, and the coming weekend, this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. That's not happening. Let me tell you. Let me get a sip of coffee here, and let me tell you what's happening. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. Thank you so much for being here. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Did you see? If you haven't seen, click the link in the description, whether you're on Facebook or YouTube or whatever. And I also sent out an email this morning, literally like 10 minutes ago, to all the members at Steps to Voiceover Success. Oh, thanks, Lamar. Said you read the book. Appreciate that. Thank you so much. I'm doing a webinar this coming Thursday, the 8th of February. I believe that's the date. Yeah, the 8th of February. I'm doing a webinar because I want you guys to be able to get your best demo. And basically what I'm doing is I'm putting it in a way, there's going to be a couple of benefits to this. About 90% of you are going to be able to get this demo, your commercial demo or whatever kind of demos you want. I'm literally serious. About 90% of you are going to be able to do this. Also, I'm going to be giving away some free stuff, as I always do during my webinars. And that's going to help you beyond just getting a demo. And so I'm super excited about this. And a lot of this, quite honestly, spawned from this debacle of a conference that I went to for Damon John. Actually, this one wasn't Damon John, the shark on Shark Tank. This was this was a prior to that event. And basically, it pissed me off. To a degree that I can't even fully express. And this is why I wanted to do this show this morning, talking about coaching programs and things of that nature, as well as why it spawned me to do my next webinar, the way that I do it. I didn't like how the conference went, and this is for me personally. For someone else, it may have been absolutely fine to go through what I went through, but I ended the conference. It was supposed to be Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I went on Friday all day. It was from 9 to 5 on Friday. And I kept waiting for the punchline. Kept waiting for the punchline. I signed up for this conference at a free event and said, okay, I paid my money to go to this because I thought, okay, this is what they're selling. This is what I'm going to get type of deal. So spend all day Friday, talked to my good friend Cyrus Webb after the conference, and he was like, so what did you think? I was like, I was disappointed. I was extremely disappointed. And he's like, why? I'm like, because they're not giving you anything that they said they were going to give you, in my opinion. And it was a hook into something else that was just completely, to me, asinine. Again, to someone else, it may have been perfectly fine. So let me tell you what happened. So I go to this event. We go into the conference and they start talking about the things that you're going to get, the things that you have access to right now. And they hit you early on. Now, mind you, full disclosure, I paid $3,000 to go to this. This morning I got a refund. But I was glad to pay the $3 if I felt like what I was going to get is what they said I was going to get. And it wasn't. It was a setup for something else. And so told my friend Cyrus, look, I didn't really enjoy the conference. It didn't seem to be what it was that I thought it should be. And of course, the only estimation that I have to go on, or the opinion, is my own. As far as, I mean, I'm a coach. I do coaching. And I believe that I provide value, and I believe that I give you what I say I'm going to give you. And that's like the whole thing. Now, understanding that obviously you have to do the work in order to get the results, but the information is there and anyone can use the information. So I'm listening to this whole thing, and then all of a sudden they hit you with something. $28,000 to $30,000 for the full program. I'm like, what the beep? 40. Wait a minute. You're going to try and get 30 grand out of me? So here's the other thing with that. Wait a minute. I've already paid $3 grand for this, and you're telling me you want another 40. Now, here's the kicker. Here's the hook. Here's the real hook on this thing. All right. So, they're talking about credit and how to get your credit straight and all this and that. And, you know, if you've got great credit, it's great. What we want to do is make sure that everybody has great credit. All right. So I knew that was a hook. All right. So they want you to, you know, go ahead and see what your credit score is. Really, they want to see what your credit score is. And I figured this out relatively quickly, that they want to check your credit score and also see if they can get you some additional credit. Well, why do they want to try and get you an additional credit? Because they put this big hype on making sure you have good credit. And, a lot of us did have that. Some of us didn't have that. So, they tell you, and we'll tell you right after today's lesson, if you're going to, if you got approved and blah, 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 blah. And they've spent all this time talking about how, important it is to have good credit. So I'm like, okay, what's coming next? Then they hit you with the 30 grand. It's going to be between this and this. I think it was somewhere between 20 and 40 grand. I can't ever remember. And it's like, wait a minute, I've paid you $3 grand to get some information. And so in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, wait a minute, did I just pay you $3 grand so that you could ask me to pay you 30? That's how I felt. Did I just pay you $3 grand so that you could ask me to give you 30 for the real thing? And that's how I felt. I felt duped. I felt deceived and everything else. And so they have people check their credit. And this was the thing. I believe they had everyone check their credit, and they'll go over your credit score with you and blah, 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 blah. And now they have something in the pocket where they can go ahead and hit you on Sunday, which I didn't go to. I left. The conference was Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I spent all day Friday. I went in Saturday. At the break, I quit. It's like, no, this is not what this was built for, or what I thought this was. And I know that a bunch of us go through this with different coaching programs that we've probably gone through. Hopefully it hasn't been that dramatic, but at least I was able to get my $3 grand back that I had put into this thing. And I put in that $3 grand really expecting something spectacular. I did. I put in that $3 grand expecting something extremely spectacular was going to happen, and that I was going to be shown to help my business do better than it was. by being able to speak to these multimillionaires and, whatever, that have successful businesses. So after that, so I left early on Saturday, didn't go in on Sunday at all. Spent Saturday night again in the hotel because we had no heat in our home. So we spent Saturday night in the hotel together. And I was able to think about some things and really focus in on Saturday evening and actually Sunday night, all day Sunday, actually focusing in on, look, I don't begrudge anybody trying to make money. Now, if you've got 100 grand laying around and you want to invest it and maybe get an opportunity to speak directly with some of these people over a period of time, it may be worth it to you. You may think that's a deal. You may think that that's a deal. I wasn't in that camp that thought it was a deal at all to do this. So it didn't work for me. So I opted out. And what was funny is when I went to speak to the program director, it was so funny. I'm not a hyper type of guy. I don't get angry quick or anything like that. So I introduced myself. Hi, I'm Earl Hall, blah, 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 blah. Look, I wanted to know what I could do to get a refund. Is it, whatever? And their eyes got big. Oh, you want a refund? I'm like, well, yeah, I want to see, what it would take to that. And they're like, well, why? Well, this isn't turning out to be what I thought it would be. And they said, well, go ahead, grab your stuff. Go ahead and grab. They wanted to get me out of the room as fast as possible. They did not. It was funny to me because I wasn't like I was on a cause a scene or anything, but it was really funny. So I can only imagine they've had some issues before with people causing scenes. But if all I initially want to do, ask a question, what do I need to do to get my refund? Now it could have escalated from there if they, were hemming and hawing about a refund. But, I was like, okay. So I went and grabbed my stuff and he walked me out, literally like walked me to the door of the hotel all the way out as if I couldn't stop and like make a scene anywhere along the line. It was just funny to me. With that. But, they gave me the number to call. So I called this morning, already got my refund. So we're good. I'm good on that. But the thing about this whole thing is when I started thinking about what it is that I do as a coach and the services that I charge for and what it is that I provide to you, the thing that I have never done is offer something as far as a program or something like that to try and hook someone into paying me more money for something down the road. It's just never been, for one, I don't think it's ethical. What I went through over the weekend was, it was shameful. I thought it was a shameful ploy because you're looking at people, some of them have businesses at whatever rate of success you might want to call it. Some folks didn't have businesses, so they were looking to get help on starting a business and things of that nature. But it spawned me to think about why it is that I want to do what I want to do and how it is that I want to do it to make sure that no one is being taken advantage of. No one is getting something other than what I promised in any of my programs that I have, which it's not even that many. I don't even do it anymore, quite honestly. There are people that are in my Inevitable Emerging Results program, whether it was for 3 months or for 6 months there and there. And I've been just fulfilling those obligations and helping people hopefully move in a direction that's going to help them make more money in voiceover. Many of them have, quite honestly, many of them in the program have gone on and they've made money. They've made back the money that they spent with me, which I absolutely love with that. And then it also spawned me to think about, okay, how can I help some more? How can I help some more? And so, and the thing that you have to realize is, and I don't care whether it's me or any other coach that's out here that is selling programs or selling training or selling services. I think most of us know if you go to a free event like I did, or you come to a webinar, basically you're getting information, but you know that at the end of the webinar, there's going to be something for sale. I think everybody knows that. So I don't think anybody begrudges that. And the way that I've done my webinars in the past, I've given away the farm on my webinars. I've literally given away the farm, whether you purchased my program or not. I've given out the information yet and still that is going to help you. It may just take you a little longer to do it, a lot longer, just depends on your work ethic. But I give away the farm on my webinars because I want to make sure the first obligation that I believe that I have is to help. I believe that's my first obligation. And if I can help you, then I feel like, okay, I've earned the right to basically sell you something in return. And if you want to purchase that, then you have the ability to do that. And that's how I've operated. I don't like deceit. I don't like deception. None of us do. but we get it all the time. But when you're dealing with, well, who you think is a reputable person or a reputable company to try and get some help to develop your business, I think you feel duped when I don't know. There's a lot of reasons that people can feel duped. So at any rate, it spawned this today. Beware of the snake oil coaching services in voiceover. Now, this could be in voiceover. It could be the conference that I signed up for, had nothing to do with voiceover, but it had to do with business development. And I think all of you know that, uh, based on what I've said before over the past years, is that my main way of learning to develop a business and marketing and sales and things of that nature have not come from the voiceover industry. They're not good at it. Or they're not good at telling you how to do it. And so I've gotten my information by doing research, going and paying for different classes and courses. Most of them have been great. This is the first time I've ever asked for a refund. This is the first time I have ever asked for a refund. And the reason that is because I felt like I was lied to and duped, and I could see the handwriting on the wall. I mean, they even had software you could use. And so I'm watching this video on software, and the guy in the video used one word that I knew was another hook that they wanted to put into me. They used the word subscription. Wait a minute. I've paid you $3,000. Now you want me to pay for a subscription for, wait a minute. I'm not, what am I getting for the $3,000? I'm still trying to figure out what it is that I was supposed to get for this $3,000 that I invested in this. So this was the first time that I ever requested a refund from any course that I've ever taken. Um, so I was a little bit disappointed. I was very excited about the program, extremely excited about the program, but it just did not fulfill my needs. It may have fulfilled some other folks' needs in the room, but if I've paid you $3,000 and now you're asking me for 30, well, after I give you the 30, in my mind, how much more are you going to be asking me for? It's like when I sell something, that's just what you get. You get it. You just get it. All right. So before I go into the whole thing with the webinar that's coming up, the webinar is coming up this Thursday, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Once again, I'll be giving away the farm, and I will be letting you know how you can get your best demo. And I'm literally going to try and do this because I know demos are expensive. Ours aren't inexpensive. But I believe I've devised a way that 90% of you that need a demo or want a demo professionally done by our team can actually get one done. So I'm excited about being able to do that. I'm excited about all of that. So let me go back through the comments here. If you've got questions, go ahead and continue to type them in. But I'm just going to go back and acknowledge the people that have come in. What's up, John? What's up, Gabe? Voices by Storm, our latest demo recipient. Going to be working on your your character demo this week. Dan, what's going on? Grassy Poet, Lenny, Mage Pro, what's up? Thomas, Lazarus, Alan, hey, what's up, buddy? Voices by Storm. Let's see, Mage always has a lot to say in here. Let's see, Alan, Conchita, good morning. Mage Pro should have been free. Even the snake oil salesman didn't charge. Wow. Totally invasion of privacy. Yeah. Let's see, Alan, you were too smart to be scammed and strong enough to speak out. Good on you. Well, yeah, and you've got to be. You've got to be. Steve Reno, what's happening, my friend? Mage, Tom, look, I wish they would reimburse me for my time. I will never get that back. I can get the money back, but the day and a half that I spent wasting my time is a day and a half, first of all, that I took from you guys, and I apologize for that. I thought that what I was going to go to was something that I would be able to give to you. I thought that I would be able to go get information and literally be able to give this to my audience. And that's why I thought it was worth my time to do. And now, lesson learned. I can't go back and get that time, and I can't give that time back. And I apologize for that. But I really thought that it was going to be something worthwhile for our entire community, and just wasn't. Let's see, Conchita, I can certainly speak for your integrity, Earl. You are the best of the best. Thank you, Conchita. I appreciate that. Voices, I definitely feel like I get excellent information. One of the reasons I picked you guys for a demo. Thank you so much, Paul. I absolutely love how honest and open you are, Earl. Thanks for always giving great info. Thank you, Paul. I appreciate that. The Ataku Tapayan. No idea. I probably butchered that name. Glad you enjoyed the other classes, Mr. Hall. Too bad this one you're talking about didn't. Yeah. Scott Hay and Conchita High Storm. Okay. All right, guys. Um, I've been talking a lot. I've been talking a lot. Okay. Thursday is my next webinar. And what I want to do is give everyone access as much as possible. And I believe, based on what I've been figuring out over the past couple of days, and what was so funny is on Saturday when I went into this conference, literally about 20 minutes in, I pulled out a sheet of paper and started writing down things I needed to do for my own company. I just went there. I even was texting. I was texting Conchita. I was texting Joe. I was texting JC and getting feedback. Literally sitting in the conference because they weren't saying anything else that I wanted to hear, and I just waited until the break to get up and go. But at any rate, what I'm sure will be able to happen is that 90% of anybody that wants to get a demo will be able to get one. I firmly believe that because of how I've got some things set up to do. I will also once again have free things to give away during that. I'm going to try and tie in my new book that's coming out. It's going to be an addendum and probably 50, 60, 70, 80 more pages to what was in Steps to Voiceover Success. I'm going to be adding that in because there's a lot more information that I want to give out that I think is needed. I'm going to try and see if I can be able to offer that in a way that will benefit everyone, basically. So I'm still working out the details, but I wanted to get that out. So if you want to attend this webinar on this coming Thursday, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, February 8th, the link is in the description. If you're watching this video later, there'll probably be a link that comes up here somewhere that will show you how you can basically click on that and go register for the demo. It's a free webinar, and lots of bennies, lots of goodies going to be given away during that time. So you can either click the link now. If you're a member at stepstovoiceoversuccess.com, free or otherwise, you've already gotten that email. I sent that out before we started this morning. I'm excited about this. I'm excited about the team that we have at Earl Hall Studio, between Conchita, between Joe, between John, that are able to put these demos together for you. We have a system and a way of doing this that I believe no one else has, and no one else will put this much effort and work into it for you. And what we're offering is, I mean, the average demo now is somewhere up around $1,500 to $2,500. We don't charge that yet. So, but we're going to make this something that's extremely doable for the average Joe, average Jane, that just needs to have a professional demo. One of the things I'm going to be making sure that people have access to, whether or not you purchase a demo from yourbestdemo.com from us, I want to give you the information that I have on how you can develop your own demo. What are the skills you need to have? And that's one of the freebies that's going to be away. Whether you purchase from me or not, I want you to at least have the information to know how you can do it on your own. It may take you a little bit more time. You may not be as polished, but it's something, sometimes, and you guys have heard me say, done is better than perfect. And sometimes that's all you need is something that's done, depending on how it is you're going about getting your work and what it is you're doing as far as your marketing goes. So I know I had a question on, what was it? YouTube, on one of my YouTube videos from last week. A lady came in and asked, Earl, you talk about people, the home studio, and you should be able to make your own demo. Why did Storm get a demo from you if you tell people that they should make their own demo? Because there are different levels of demos. When I'm talking about making your own demo, this is when you're just starting out and you're able to do things, whether it's on a freelance site or something like that. But when you're going after higher paying gigs, you're not doing that work in your studio 9 times out of 10. You're getting hired out from another studio, another agency, and they're sending you into a studio that they trust to be able to produce this. You're not going to produce a voiceover for a major television network in your studio. It's not going to happen. you're not going to produce a movie trailer in your home studio. It's not going to happen. They're going to send you in somewhere to do it. So a professional demo like what it is that we make is for that. It is for going to the next level. Even my agent, you guys have heard me talk about my agents here in Milwaukee. They know I have a studio. Some of them just say, hey, do it in your studio. Some of them, because of their client wants the talent to go into another studio. So if I didn't have a professional demo for them to listen to, they probably wouldn't hire me to do that higher end stuff and to get paid more money. So that's how I look at that. So let's go back and take a look here before we go off air. Hey, what's up, John? Wow, great decisiveness, Earl. It's a lesson to all of us to value our brand and time. Yes. Chris, hey, Earl, I just tooled up my demos a bit. Got a minute to listen to them? No, I do not. I do not just arbitrarily listen to demos anymore. I get that request every day. I hate to be kind of harsh about that, but I'm building a business here. It's like for me to take out, literally it would take half of my day as far as the requests that come in for me to listen to demos and things of that nature. And the thing about it is, who is this? Chris, you know if it's good or not. You know. All you have to do is listen to yours and compare it to someone that's doing it professionally, and you know exactly where you fit in there. You know. Let's see, Andrea, I understand completely how you felt about the conference and great demo opportunity. Thanks, Andrea. Tom, question about the demos in the years that follow, and we want them updated by your crew. Will there be a special offer? I don't know. We're not there yet. I have no idea. With that, what it'll be. So stay tuned. But go ahead and get that first one made, and maybe down the line it'll be something to consider. Or even you may find out some of that information even on the webinar, because I'm still putting the webinar together. The only thing I did today was put the sign-up sheet for the webinar. Now I still have to make the webinar. So and I've got until Thursday, 7 p.m. to get it done, which is, it's funny because that's actually how I work most of the time. Some of you have heard me say that have been in conference with me, and we'll be having a conversation, and you say, well, I'm thinking about doing this and I want to put together this. Well, when? Well, I'm thinking about maybe next month. Well, what are you doing tomorrow? It's like, I don't operate in, I operate in this is what I'm doing. And so when I had the thought of the webinar, literally the first thing that I did when I came in this morning is develop the sign-up sheet. I'm doing a webinar, and I'm doing it on Thursday. The reason I'm doing it on Thursday seems to be the best day to have webinars. So I'm doing it on Thursday. When I conceive of something that's an idea for me to move forward, I do it. I don't wait on it. And sometimes folks that I talk to, you're thinking about like, well, should I do this or should I go over? And I made a whole video on that. I think it was Thursday or Friday in my car. And, it's like, just do it. You don't need my permission. If it's your idea, just execute. And when you start executing on your ideas, things come to fruition. Things start happening when you execute. Sitting back and thinking about things and pontificating about things, just talking about them, but never taking any action pisses me off. And I don't like talking to those type of people. I just really don't. It's like, just go do it. Show me what you've done. Let's see. As a newbie, should I join a union or not? Well, if you've got the connections and you've got the money to pay union dues, I don't see anything wrong with a union. I'm not in a union. Most voice actors are not in a union. They're non-union and they go out and get their own work, or they audition, so on and so forth. I can't say or speak to how profitable it is to be in a union because I'm not in it. So I can't really advise you on that. Mr. Look at Studio Block or some other royalty-free music and sound effects. Yep. Oh, thanks. Thank you, John, for answering Mr.'s questions. Yep, absolutely. Audioblocks.com is great. I use Audioblocks. They got sound effects and royalty-free music. It's a subscription, though. It's $99 a year. You pay $99 and you have, at least that's what it was for me. They may have changed. I've been a member of Audioblocks like forever. Conchita, hey, John Grimes, excited about hearing your e-learning demo. Mage Pro. Grassy, unless you're already making tons of money, I would advise against the union yet. Awesome. Thanks, Conchita. Okay. All right, guys. That seems to be it. I've been on for 30 minutes now. I hope I gave some value with this broadcast to kind of give you a heads up on some things. if I would have done a little bit more research about the conference before I went to the conference, um, I, I may not have done any of that. Um, but it all comes down to doing the research and being able to talk to people. It's like I wasn't able to talk to someone that had went to the conference or whatever, and that's why I like doing things the way that I do them in an open forum. If any of you guys ever get duped by me, this is an open forum. You can say whatever the crap you want to say. The Facebook page is open forum. And what's funny is none of these guys have that open forum. So you can kind of tell the level of openness or transparency from someone, whether they have open forums or not. And I will continue to do this in an open forum because I know that I'm here to help. I'm not here to hinder, and I'm not here to take advantage of anyone. So I have no idea where my exit video started, but it did. Sorry about that. But I'm so glad that you guys tuned in. If you want to participate in the webinar that's coming up this Thursday, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, go ahead and, there's a link in the description on Facebook and on YouTube. Go ahead and register for the webinar. It's a free webinar. And I believe you're going to get some amazing information and have the ability to take advantage of some amazing opportunities that we have coming up as well to get your best demo. I hope you guys have an awesome and amazing Monday, and I'll see you guys on tomorrow. Love you guys. See you soon. Bye-bye.